Howdy, howdy. It's Roger Cox with RogerCox.net, and today I'm coming to you from my mobile recording studio, my MRS, and I really am mobile, as you can see here. Oops, and I just got outed here. That's where I'm spending some time here today. Probably not a good thing for a person in health and wellness to be seen at a fast food place, but I'm a sinner, so there you go. Today I want to give you a little practical training that you can use right away to build your network marketing business, especially if you're using social media to do that. And I'm talking specifically about Facebook today, because that's what I normally use. If you're a network marketer, you know that your success is going to depend on the amount of people that you can talk to. And one of the things I get from people when I'm presenting network marketing to them is the objection that they say, well, I don't know anybody. I wouldn't be successful at this because I just don't know anybody. And it's true. You need to know some people, because let's pretend that you only know 5 people. 5 people is all you know in your whole life. You're not going to be very successful with that, because out of that 5, there's only a certain percentage of those that are going to be interested in whatever your product is or your opportunity. And no matter what percentage of 5 is, it's not going to be very much. But on the other hand, if you have access, if you are friends and know, say, 1,000 to 2,000 people, a percentage of those are going to be interested in what you have to offer, and all you need to do is to find out which ones those are. So I'm going to give you a little training today, a little tip about how to enlarge your network and how to grow that and make it bigger, and how to do that fairly easily, especially on Facebook. Now, when you go to Facebook, if you go to, this works on the desktop version. I don't use the mobile option very often, so I don't know how it will work with that. But if you go to the desktop version, and if you're in the news feed view, off to the left there'll be a column, and it'll have your name, and it will have things like favorites. It'll have your pages. It'll have groups. Have apps, just to hold it. It's kind of like a menu right along the side there. And if you go to groups, and if you tap or click on that, it'll open up, and you can actually search then for interest groups for just about anything you want. You can even search for one-armed accordion players, and I know that because I did that. I actually searched for one-armed accordion players, and it didn't come up with any results. But you know what I did do is I put in accordion players, and I got some groups. So you can find groups of any interest that you have. If you are a weightlifter, you can look for weightlifting groups. If you're concerned about the environment, you can look for environment groups. You can look for any interest groups that interest you, and you can find groups on those. Now, some of them are public that you can just join right away and get into them. Some of them will be closed, which means that you'll have to request to be admitted to it. And I think most of the time, unless you have some real big red flags in your profile, you'll probably be accepted into the group. So once you're into the group, now this is where it gets to be fun and exciting, because once you're into the group, you can see the people who are posting to that group, and you'll see their names, and those names are clickable. And you can, if you find one that has made a message that you really enjoy, or you can click on that person's name, and it'll open up their profile page, and you'll get to see a little bit about them. You can look, and you can see whether they have anything in common with you, to see whether they're the type of person that you would really like to have to be your friend, because that's important for them. You want them to be close enough to you that they can be your friend, because we really don't go into these groups to find people to prospect to, because that's a no-no, really. You really shouldn't be spamming people just to be sending them your link about your opportunity. You're looking for friends. You're looking for people that you can relate to. You're trying to grow and enlarge your network of people that you know. So when you're looking at this person's profile, and you can see what kind of a person they are, and if they look like someone that you would like to know as a friend, then you can. What I do is then I reply to their comment. If they made a comment that I thought was really cool, or if I see something in their profile that I really liked, I can comment on their post, and to compliment them or whatever. And then what I usually do is, because what you want to do is make these your Facebook friends, right? So if you just click on a request friend, Some people are going to reply to that and will accept you as a friend, but many of them won't, because they don't know you from the man in the moon type thing. So you want to give them some context that they can look at and will see that you really are someone that they might want to talk to. So what I do is that I when I'm making that reply to their post, I'll say, by the way, I have sent you a private message. Because again, if you just send a message to them and you're not connected to them at all, oftentimes that will end up into their other folder, and they will never see that unless they specifically go into the other folder and look for it. So I could put a note in the comment, it says, by the way, I sent you a private message. And then I go and I request a friend to be a friend with them, and I write them the message and make them a private message. Then they have something to relate to, because if they just see a request from somebody, they're likely to just ignore it. But if they also get a message that you sent them a private message, they will go, and oftentimes they will accept you as a friend, and you can then reply to them, you can talk to them, you can comment to them, and you can really get to know them. And that's what you want to do. You're not finding these friends just so you can pitch your product or pitch your opportunity to. In fact, you shouldn't even mention your product or your opportunity until you really get to know them a little bit. Find out their needs, find out what their wants are, find out what they don't want. You don't want to just pitch your product, because that's spamming, and none of us like spam. So find out about them, find out again what their needs and their wants are, find out if there's a need for what you have to offer. And then in a natural way, that will just come out of the conversation, and you can ask them if you could send them a link or whatever. So that's the way you build friends on Facebook. You find them through the groups. You find someone that you might be interested in being a friend with, and then you request to be their friend after you've told them that you're going to send them a private message so that they will accept it. And then you just start talking to them like a friend. You find out about them, find out about their family, about their kids, and you grow your network that way, and it can get huge. You can have friends all over the world doing this. So that's what I do. So again, maybe you might not find any one-armed accordion players as a friend, but you can find all kinds of friends who have all kinds of different interests and hobbies, and it's a good way to build your network. And you do need to build your network in order to build your network marketing business. I hope this training has given you a little something to think about, and maybe you can begin to apply right now in growing your network. If it helps you, or if you like this, I encourage you to share it. Click the little like buttons or whatever that's down there. Share it with your friends, and just pass it along and get this out there. That's my video for today. Again, I encourage you to go to rogercox.net. I have more training there, and I have a system that I use to teach myself this, and I can show you what that's all about. Or if you don't currently have a business that you would like to think about getting one, again, I can help with that as well. So go to rogercox.net, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.